Welcome to the headquarters of Repro Products, conveniently located just outside I-285 on Atlanta Road, with satellite offices across the Southeast and printing and support services offered nationwide. Established in 1979, Repro Products is distinguished by our commitment to staffing projects with our own personnel and lack of dependence on outsourcing. Our equipment offerings include office and production printers and technical and graphics wide format printers and plotters. As an Autodesk reseller and support center, we offer design software sales and services across the United States. We even train internationally. Our other services include in-house printing, 3D laser scanning, drone imagery, and more. As an Autodesk authorized reseller for over 25 years, we are specialized in AEC and product design and manufacturing applications, and are Autodesk specialized to meet the distinct needs of our commercial and government clients. We will consult with you in choosing the right design software to meet your needs, and our Autodesk authorized application engineers can assist you with implementing your solution. We provide training in our headquarters facility, or we can bring our mobile lab to your location, anywhere around the globe. Thank you for your interest in Repro Products. We invite you to visit our headquarters and our website at reproproducts.com to explore the many products and services we provide.
Welcome everyone, this is Zahn with Repro Products. Today's video is on what's new in AutoCAD 2021. Some of the new features that we'll take a look at are XREF compare files, very similar to comparing documents. Trim and extend commands have been updated to allow for what's called trim or extend quick. The revision cloud has also been updated as well, and some of the functionality inside. The quick dimension command has also been updated as well to show area and perimeter of content. And then cloud files have versioning history, and you can access them and pull content as well. From the standpoint of the AutoCAD web and mobile storage functionality aspect, you can access obviously all of your cloud storage locations and pull the files and save to those locations. Those cloud-based services are Dropbox, Box, Microsoft OneDrive, and Google Drive. The versioning history is also available inside a history tool palette within AutoCAD. And then lastly, you can access the blocks within those cloud-based files, but only through Dropbox, Box, and Microsoft OneDrive. Google Drive is not supported for block access at this time. And then lastly, the blocks palette that you use to work with this functionality, the drawing tab has been renamed to libraries. So let's go ahead and jump into AutoCAD to take a look at all of these new features. So here I am in AutoCAD 2021, and before I jump into the files and start showing you some of the new features, I'm going to go ahead and open up Chrome. So you can see that in Chrome, I have several tabs open, and in the tabs, I have different application cloud functionality. We've got the box, we've got Dropbox, we have Microsoft OneDrive, and Google Drive. So in these cloud-based locations, I have created folders and created files and folders within that location for each one. That way, if I need to access the files via Box or Dropbox or OneDrive or Google Drive through the AutoCAD application, I can do so. Again, back here in AutoCAD 2021, I have the ability, obviously, to open up files. If I click Open Files, the dialog box over in the left-hand side, you can start integrating Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive, and Box as well. To help out for those who are not sure, you can actually sort and move these as well. And I sorted it so that I have Dropbox, OneDrive, Box, and then Google Drive. The reason I did that is because I know that Google Drive doesn't allow for block access modification to the blocks tool palette, but the other three do. And so I can just go ahead and click wherever I want, like for example Dropbox, and it'll take me to that location. If you look very carefully, you'll see it's under your user's profile. Now, in order to make all of this capable, you still need to make sure that the Dropbox desktop app, the Microsoft OneDrive desktop app, the Box desktop app, and the Google Drive desktop app are installed and synchronizing and functioning correctly. It'll take time for you to get them set up properly, but once you do, you can then add these shortcuts. All you have to do is browse to the location that you want, click Tools, and then click Add Current Folder to Places. So once you have all of the shortcuts set up for all of your cloud-based accounts and your desktop apps for these cloud-based accounts are set up properly, you can go ahead and open up the files. So as you can see, I can go to Dropbox or OneDrive or Box or Google Drive. I'll head over to Dropbox and I have my folder for my content. I'll drill inside and I'll grab the files that I want to work with. So for example, I'll pick this file here. I'll hit open and it opens up the file just as though you have the file locally stored. So let's take a look at some of the features and how we work with the software. I'm going to head back over to Model Space and zoom in over here. I know that this file is an XREF. So if I select it, I can click Open XREF or I can double click and edit XREF in place. Either way, it doesn't really matter, just that's standard XREF functionality. So I'm going to click Open Reference. It'll open the file and then I can start doing some work. So let's say I decide to use some of the new trim and extend command functionality. Here I have some green lines that are supposed to represent line work for a low wall right here for the landscaped area, and I want to extend these two lines all the way down. At the same time up here I want to trim this one back so that people can go in and out this way, and that way they don't go in and out from over here. When I use the trim command or the extend command, I'll start with the trim. I can go over and just put my mouse over the line work and it will know what objects to trim and what other nearby objects to use as cutting objects. So if I click and click, they go away. I hit enter and I'm done. If I want to use the extend command in the same fashion, I click extend and then I put my mouse over the line work and it will extend to an object nearby that is logical, as you can see here. And if you keep doing this, it'll keep wanting to push forward. So in this case, we want to trim this back. So if I hold Shift, as I left click the part that I want to get rid of, you can also do this as well. And then since I'm in the extend command, it wants to extend this line over to the section marker symbol, but if I hold the Shift key, it will switch to trimming and it'll allow me to cut that back. Now, with the new trim extend quick functionality, it's going to use everything that it can see in its vicinity as trimming or cutting objects. So you kind of have to click in sequence what you need. Same thing here. And then I'll hit enter or spacebar and I'm done, and I just delete this little piece. So that's how you can use, for example, the trim extend functionality to do your updated work. Now I'm going to go ahead and save the file, and I'm going to close the file. And the reason is because you'll see in the lower right hand corner, it'll give you a balloon notification that the XREF has been updated, but you can also compare the changes, which is checked by default. If you don't check it, it'll just reload it and you can go on your merry way. But if you leave it checked and you click the text, what will happen is the XREF compare will start up It looks just like Drawing Compare, and you'll start to see in color what's adjusted and changed. And you can click this button to turn on or off the visibility of what's changed. You can click this little cog wheel to get into seeing the differences in the different colors, and the revision cloud being rectangular or polygonal, and the size. If you look very carefully, my revision cloud is going through the entire XREF because it's a single file, and that's what it thinks has been updated. I just noticed there's something over here that I need to get rid of, so I'll go ahead and finish this. I'll double click this time and XREF edit in place. I'll delete this, and it looks fine to me. I'll save it, close it, and once I have everything saved and closed, I can head back to layout and I can see the updated changes for my CD sheet. Now, the revision cloud, by the way, has been set up such that it has updates as well. For example, when we look at the revision cloud and we select it and right click and go to properties, you'll notice that the Rev Cloud is now no longer a polyline. It is now a actual object called a Rev Cloud. You can still make little changes and updates that you want to the revision cloud in the properties. So for example, I can change the thickness to 2 inches and it makes it a little thicker. The Rev Cloud arc length can be adjusted using the command called Rev Cloud Properties. And when I do this, it'll ask you to select the Rev Cloud. So I'll select it. I'll hit enter. And then it'll say select property to change. You click arc length. And right now it says it's at 2 feet 6 inches. So if I decide to change it to say 1 foot, everything updates accordingly for that particular Rev Cloud. Now, the arc length itself can be adjusted so that the size can be either a uniform size or a variable size. To make that adjustment, we type in Rev Cloud arc variance, and you'll see by default it's turned on. And what that means is that as I use the command to make the Rev Cloud, which is in the Annotate tab, Revision Cloud, I can pick 3 different types. I'll pick rectangular again just for the sake of ease. As I draw it over here, you can see that the Rev Cloud variance is on, so look at carefully. They are of different shape and sizes, so it makes it look non-consistent. I'm going to erase it, and then we will go back to recent inputs and we'll put in Rev Cloud arc variance again, and we're going to set it to off. Now when we create a new Rev Cloud, it'll be uniform in size. See that? And it looks a little generic to me, a little sterile, so I don't like that. I'm going to undo it and then go back to recent inputs for variance, and I'm going to turn it back on. So those are some of the features for the Rev Cloud adjustments in AutoCAD 2021. We also have quick dimensioning has been updated as well. If we head over to the Home tab of the ribbon, head over to the Utilities panel, we can get into the Measure command and click Quick Dimension. Now what they've done is when you go to left click in an area that's closed, it will automatically highlight, fill that area up, and it will give you the area and the perimeter in square inches and square feet. If you hold the Shift key down and pick another area to enclose, it'll not only give you the area and the perimeter of that location, but it will give you cumulative area as well. If you hover your mouse over an area, it still pops up and tells you the quick dimensioning information for that object. Unfortunately, I still can't say, for example, right click and apply those dimensions to make it a hard 2D annotated dimension on this particular file. So it would be nice to see if they made that kind of update. I'll head back to layout and I'll save the file. I'll close the file. And then I'm going to reopen the file again. And the reason I want to do this is so that you can see another feature which has to do with versioning history. So we're going to go Zoom Extents, go back to Layout, so you can see that that's the actual XREF file that we're dealing with. We can either look at it here or we can look at the host file. If you go to the View tab of the ribbon, there is a history panel, and if you click that command to turn it on, I have mine docked over here on the right hand side. I'm going to move it out so it floats, and any tool palette, by the way, you can still adjust the sizing. So here you can see that this particular file has a lot of versions because I've been working on it for a while today, and you can see all the different versions and times. You can adjust by date, you can adjust this list by users, and you can adjust by duration. Okay, and let's say, for example, we want to look at something and compare it to a history file way back at 9:50 a.m. this morning. So if I click this little icon, what happens is if you give it a second, it'll go into version comparing, just like XREF compare and document compare, and you'll see the changes in color very carefully of what is going on. And so it has, again, turning on or off the visibility of what's changed. And here you can see back then we had to make some changes to this area for the workout center. If you click the green check mark, it gets you out of the versioning history comparing tool and you're back in the main file. So you can use the history functionality to help you with understanding what's going on with the changes. Now, let's take a look at the blocks aspect of the new features in AutoCAD 2021. I'm going to go over to my versioning history. I'm going to redock it to the right. I'll head over to the Insert tab. I'll head over to the Block panel. We'll go to the Insert tab and then we'll click Recent Blocks. And what ends up happening is it opens up my Blocks tool palette. You can also go to the View tab and turn on the Blocks palette from here as well. Let's go ahead and expand it and keep it pinned down. And again, I'm going to resize it, make it easier for you to see. What they have updated and changed is it doesn't say drawings anymore, it says libraries right here. And it gives you the ability to click inside this drop-down list to get access to history files that you worked on previously. You can also click Browse Block Libraries, and it will allow you to go into the Open dialog box and get to the files you need to get to. So let's say, for example, I pick a different file from a different subfolder, and I grab, say, these elevations, and I hit Open. What happens is you'll get a piece of text that tells you it's processing the data, and when it's finished, it will show you what it can find from the standpoint of using as blocks. So for this particular file, there aren't a lot of blocks for me to pull and use. So I may want to click again and find something else. So let's try this one. I'll click Open. It processes it. And it's just like if you wanted to access a local file within this Blocks dialog box, and you can grab something and then you can use it. So depending on what you've grabbed, it'll come in and you can place it just like any other block. So those are all the updates to AutoCAD 2021. I hope you enjoyed watching the video, and just for those who are not aware, AutoCAD Architecture 2021 also came out, and all of the features that are in AutoCAD 2021 updates are also in AutoCAD Architecture 2021 updates. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for visiting Repro Products and watching our video. And don't forget, we are specialized in sales, training, and consultation for Autodesk software. We have multiple certified instructors and offer a ton of value. We also have a 3D laser scanning services division, and we can take care of multiple services, for example, field laser and point cloud processing, as well as others. We have printing services. We have wide format equipment sales and service and supplies. We have Xerox office and production equipment sales and services. And we also have drone aerial imaging as well. So if you'd like to find out more information about Repro products and all the different services that are available, please visit our website or send us an email via marketing@reproproducts.com. Thank you very much for watching.